We could run it on easy, but I don't know if you can still unlock stuff that way. First shop, let's remember to try and see if we can sell missiles and stuff. I mean, I'm tempted to just jump up here because we can hit like 5 things all in one quick go. And that first jump into the nebula means that our initial chase from the rebellion will be not as bad. Manually search the wreckage. Yeah, see, so like we've seen the negative side of this event is that one of the ships isn't actually disabled, and instead what we got was another burst laser. So now we have 17 scrap added and we have this burst laser. So if we get another pip that we can put into weapons, we can field both of these burst lasers, which is quite a bit of fire to put downrange. That should help us get through shields really well. Nice, that's a pretty good get on first jump. You detect an automated rebel scout. All right, well then let's attack an automated rebel scout. I do want to rearrange these. So we want weapons offline, please. Okay, we got weapons at least stopped their first volley. So hopefully this next one hits true and it should stop him entirely, and then it'll just be a matter of, yeah, 1 more hull damage and he's down. So the issue right now with the guns isn't how much health we have or how much we have to power systems. It's that I don't have the capacity, but with another big score of scrap, we can afford another power bar or another weapons. Yeah, right? No, I put it into engine because I'm an idiot. Shockingly, the weapon systems are the ones that look like guns. And so now, I don't know if you can power down doors. Yeah, it doesn't let me power doors down. I always used to think you could do that, but apparently not. What we can do though is run 1 less on. Why won't it let me? Oh, because I still have the Artemis powered up. We can run 1 less on the engines, because we haven't really been relying on the engines heating up so that we can jump away. And so this way we'll get a little less dodge, but now we have the double laser. The burst laser 1 shoots 1 less volley, so it is unfortunately not as good. You receive a request. All of our military ships have been destroyed or damaged during the rebellion. However, there have been reports of a Manus war camp only a few jumps from us. Can you help? Why not? We'll test these new guns out. We get some scrap for it. If we fight Mantis, they're probably gonna jump into our ship. Oh, did we just back ourselves into a corner? I assumed that that jump would be makeable. I'm really glad I didn't click it. All right, I don't know that we're gonna be able to hit this quest and still stay out of the rebellion's range. Your sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system, no doubt one of the many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you, or else it's trying to avoid notice. Let's hail them. Ah, as you hail the refugee ship, a pirate ship jumps into the system. It was using the refugee as bait. Of course it was. Everything's so deadly. All right, so with the double burst laser here, we should be able to pop through their shield even though they have the Zoltan recharge shield. We do need several of this first volley to hit though. Ooh, so we got the recharge shield down. Of course weapons immediately takes a shot. That's awful. Okay, their shields are damaged. We do want to get some into weapons, but we'll have the other burst laser keep shields disabled here. This is the advantage of having kind of the 2 reliable multi-shot weapons, is now I can use burst laser 1, which has more chances to hit on every shot, to go disable the systems we need down, while the other one, just like that. Perfect. Keep shields running low. The pirate ship breaks apart and gives you salvage. So 3 fuel, a missile, and some scrap. And then the refugee ship thanks us as well. As a gesture of goodwill and seeing how effectively you dispatch the enemy ship, they offer up what supplies they can spare. So we also got missiles, drones, and scrap from them. That's wonderful. So we can try and hit multiple distress beacons here, but that's going to make it even harder to try and get down to this quest node. I think we skip one of the distress nodes to be able to hit the quest node. Your cockpit lights up with warning signals. You are being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure to attract unwitting ships into weapons range. You prepare for a fight. All right, same strat here. We're gonna get the first shot off is gonna be just kind of all for the shields just to get them down. Oof. Are those all missiles? Why always right to my oxygen? You guys are so rude. We need shields down entirely, so let's leave the triple laser on that, but move the other laser over. Can we... I wish we had not set... well, it's offline, so it's not going to get its shot off anyway. Alright, shields has got a little bit of damage. I need weapons down, and we are going to need someone to repair oxygen before that becomes an issue. So we'll pull Venom off the helm for a second here. Shields are back up. Weapons are repaired though. Oof. Everyone's taking shots. We need some big accuracy here. Okay, shields are all the way down. Move our big shot over to the weapon systems to try and bring them offline. We'll leave the smaller laser on their shields to keep them incapacitated. Beautiful. Hull breach we're gonna ignore until after the fight is over. This should do it. There we go. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of scrap. That doesn't even pay for the fight, unfortunately. Well, no, I guess it did. We didn't lose 7 hull there. It was still a net gain. Whoop. There's no oxygen in that room, and I'm just going to let them die. Okay. Let everyone heal up. Do the old beers in the infirmary to get everyone back in action. Now back to your stations. Why our engine system? Oh, because I took energy out of the engine system. You know what? It's a rec room that just happens to have a med station. I think that's exactly it. I'm kind of tempted. Well, let's wait and see what our next store... Well, I don't know that we're going to get a store, and we're moving into that quest marker. Let's go ahead and add more power. Because this also gives us the flexibility. If we're in a fight, we really need it. We can take point out of engines and throw it into the missile system. And the extra dodge chance is going to help too. Pirate ship was laying in wait inside the asteroid field. It immediately moves to attack. Of course it does. I don't know what just happened. The audio track, I don't know if it was like in sync with one of the sound effects or what, but the audio track just like freaked out for a second. All right, we're gonna need like all 5 shots from the burst lasers to connect in order to get through their shield, or we need the timing to be perfect with an asteroid and their shield. There we go. You've made your point. We are beaten. Take these and leave us to our shame. No, I absolutely disagree. As much as I'd love your scrap, I am not going to tolerate for you to come and bring that kind of smoke at me and then think you're just going to walk away. We do have a fire raging, so I'd like for one of these 2 shots to kill them. Perfect. All right, now we can go fight a fire. Yeah, so that wound up being worth slightly more money. And by choosing to stay and fight, we only did 1 more hull damage to the ship. So it's a net gain again. Although the fire here... We gotta get this put out before we have any issues. All right, everyone to the rec med room. I bet you there's like pinball machines in there. It's probably sweet. They spend more time there than in other parts of the ship, so. They have like a diagnostic black light, but it's just actually just for the parties. It serves no diagnostic purpose. So we're gonna be stuck doing 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps if we want to hit the quest and the exit. It's gonna be tight. It's not gonna be easy. So this is the slaver that messed us up last time. This, I think, is a great excuse. Oh, we can't use the missile. I totally miscalculated. I forgot we have to add another point to the weapon system first. That's okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna stagger these two systems ever so slightly. I want the burst laser to go off on the shields first. Hopefully open up the shields. Yeah, and then immediately on their weapons here. And then with their weapons, aha, we did it. All right, yes. We will take your crew member. Beautiful. So it paid off. That's way cheaper than recruiting someone, and we got to save someone who was being forced into slavery by the pirates. So I'm gonna call that a win. So I guess what we'll do with Varnus, since we only have the 4 crew, I really think that shields getting manned is a big deal. Because that improves the recharge rate. So we will lock that in as his station. So now they wave a store at me, but we just can't afford it. I mean, it's not even really a question, I guess. That's a bummer. We don't have a ton of creds anyway, though, so. You find the Mantis encampment, but there are far too many of them to count accurately. You send a long-range message back to the settlement with your findings, but unfortunately there's not much you can do. It would be suicide to attack directly. We have a missile weapon. We can bombard their key structures. This must have been added in the advanced edition, because I don't remember there ever being cool stuff like this, where you had like optional choices that only popped up if you had the stuff to do it. So I am definitely taking it. You fire at their fuel depot, but a shot from the surface rips the missile to shreds. They must have a planetary defense system set up already. You try to get away, but a nearby patrol ship moves in to attack. That's fine. It's just a scout. This is weird to see a Mantis ship that doesn't have a teleporter. That is a rarity. All right, so we immediately take a huge heap of missile damage. But I am going to then immediately follow up by disrupting their shield and weapon system. So take that, nerd. Yeah, that was nothing. With the patrol ship destroyed, you hasten to leave. It won't be long before the other ships catch up. That was quite lucrative. We lost, what, 1 hull there? Got a bunch of supplies out of it. We fixed the hull breach. All right, heal up. So what would we want most on the ship right now? So an extra pip of available power, so we could have everything powered, would be a big deal. An extra slot in weapons, so we could field all 3 weapons at once if needed, would be a big deal. We're not gonna see a shop for a little bit. So let's see. 1 more into weapons would cost 50. So we could do it. Or do we take 1 more bar of power in order to see, have everything fielded? I think we're gonna take the weapon system, just because now we have that flexibility should we need it, which I think is kind of a big deal for some of these bigger fights. All right, so we can maybe get both of these nodes before it becomes an issue up top, but I think we're gonna maybe play it cool here. You detect a rebel automated ship. Always we attack these automated ships. I love attacking automated ships. So I want to stagger these two. I keep setting them right away when the combat begins, but they charge at basically the same rate. And ideally what we do with them is wait to make sure the shield has come down before we fire on a different system. Because if the shield doesn't come down, we want to make sure that we use a secondary blast on shields to bring the shields offline. The efficiency of just knowing we're going to be firing rounds into a ship with no shields is too much to ignore. The rebels have lots of automated ships, and they are delightful. I would much rather fight them than most of the other ships. You access the recent scans from an unguarded station. Your map has been updated. So we have the map, possible ship detected, or we can leave. So I'm trying to think here. I think we can make both jumps, so we're going to do it. Rebel ship moves into a gauge. Oh, this one doesn't even have shields. You about to get worked over, kid. He's gonna get a volley off though. We'll see how good his weapons are. I don't remember enough about the weapon systems to be able to identify them like on sight. Oh, that's cool. I forgot. So having the extra bar in the weapon systems is also helpful, because it puts us in a position where if we take damage to weapons, it's not automatically crippling one of the weapons that we're using. That's good. Because before, every time we took a hit to weapons, we were automatically losing power to the burst lasers. And obviously, we would like it if we could kind of withstand one before that becomes an issue. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Absolutely. Should have known better. At some point, I'm gonna just realize that it's always a trap. All right, we need sensors back online to know how bad the damage is. I think we got fires, yeah. So let's preemptively put medbay online because we're gonna need it. They're fixing up sensors. See, that wasn't so bad. Everyone good? 5 damage to the hull kind of sucks though. It's like the same as having an event that just makes you lose 10 scrap. Wait, before we go, I want power back to the ships, please. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the NG sector. You've arrived in NG space. We have a store early, but let's get a couple jumps in first because I'd like to see if we can get some more scrap before we go to it. Ooh, how about that? An abandoned space station circles above a lonely planet. A quick check yields schematics for a drone. You bring it on board. So that's cool. We get some scrap, and this ion intruder drone breaches through enemy hull and randomly ionizes systems. That's pretty rad. We're gonna sell it because we don't have a drone system, but that's pretty cool nonetheless. You receive a distress call from a nearby NG ship. Assistance requested. Danger present. Imminent destruction. We'll help. You receive another message from the ship, this time with a mantis on the comm log. Foolish meat sacks, he yells. Sensors indicate the ship is moving into attack, and boarders teleport in from the station. All right, so we have a couple mantis-y boys to deal with. We want shots on target. We can't go toe-to-toe with 2 mantises, but we can maybe get some damage in and then lure them into fighting us in the med bay. And then let's see. Move them out. Yeah, so we need our secondary volley to also hit shields. We want that and that down next. All right, so they fought us in medbay, which is like their worst choice because that means that we're just healing while they're trying to fight us. We got them. Funny looking game of Burn Bright. It is definitely a funny looking game of Burn Bright. For those of you unaware, Burn Bright is a cool tabletop game that Roll20 came out with earlier this year that's all about like fun spacey combat. And I am a big fan of it. Shields are coming back up now. We need the helm repaired. All right. All right. And then Mythic's got to get healed up, and then we'll take off. We need to get to that shop, which I believe is our next jump. And unfortunately, a good portion of the scrap we have is going to wind up going to repair. I hear Burn Bright has a better pilot. Better than who we have piloting currently, but they're learning. They're getting there. So you blow everything we got to fix the hull back up to full, which I'm not going to lie is extremely tempting. Missile-based weapons have a 50% chance of not using a missile is pretty cool. Automatic fire suppression's huge. We got some drones here. We could hire some crew. Ooh, a Zoltan. Their repair speed is doubled and combat damage inflicted is half. So that's what it is with the NGs. They're just super good at repair. The Zoltans are interesting because whatever zone you put them on, they add a power source to it. They like give it 1 pip of energy. We're gonna go ahead and sell the drone since we're not really gonna use it anyway. So let's see, we have 50. So I want to be able to hire this Zoltan because that'll put our Mantis back in a position where he can kind of like, he can kind of swoop and work anywhere. And so I think what we're going to do is hire Scoops, heal up with the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, we might as well just use all of it, right? Because we're in a pretty good position right now. 19 to sell the laser. No, we'd rather have the laser just in case. We're gonna have the Mantis come off of shielding so that he can now be a floater. We'll have the Zoltan go on to shielding, which means that he automatically provides us with an extra pip to our power source in shields. Zoltan on weapon, yeah, just having him anywhere that's gonna absorb a system pip is fine. I think even if you put him like in, oh no, so he doesn't take over the singular level if you put him in surveillance, but he will like power it to level 2. Yeah, I think this is the move. All right, we got another store right away. Jeez. Fuel for drones I have no interest in. So we're gonna skip that. Considering that we just gave up a sweet drone, like obviously drones are not our priority. There's no reason for us to go to a store if we have nothing, so we're just gonna keep picking story nodes. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have an advanced hacking tools and they have tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational and you move into attack. All right, so I don't see a hacking system, so apparently it's not actually a hacking fight. But we are gonna have to deal with borders, it looks like. Let's get our initial shot off on shields like we do. All right, so we do have a boarding party. So it's a good thing we have our Mantis freed up. He can go and attack the intruders. First shot from the, oh, I see. So they don't have a hacking system, but we did lose pips on our engine. And then we're gonna get shots off. We need another big volley on the shields to bring them offline. Let's have Varnus excuse me, Varnus, can you go heal in case they send more intruders? All right, now we're gonna switch to have the burst lasers attack weapons now that shields are down. Shields are offline, weapons are offline. And the next volley from the big laser should end the fight here. Dunzo. All right, so the new system that's in place is working. Misha, get healed up. All right. Excuse me, I am near positive that I reset positions. Yeah, okay. Now they're good. I must not have actually reset them. Just try and get in as many nodes before we're out of this sector, I guess. I don't know exactly what I did there. I hit the button too quick. I think we explored an asteroid field. We got fuel out of it though, so I'll take it. Up for the distress beacon, I think is the play here. The distress beacons just tend to be events that are like a little bit of a bigger deal. You arrive at a smoldering NG research station. Its distress call unanswered, attacked by pirates or mantis most likely. There may be someone left alive or else something of value left on board. So the last time we did this, we got Card Shark killed, but I'm feeling it. We're gonna board the station. Your away team reports a wounded NG and a functioning drone schematic. Then someone yells, the station reactor is overloading and they're running out of time. Save the NG, please. Venom! So we saved the NG, but it looks like we lost Venom in the process. Rip Venom. But it was a valiant act. You were to the bitter end. You were a man of action and of redemption. I see the Rip Venoms in chat already. That's outstanding. So we've replaced Venom at the helm with Layla. So at least, you know, Layla kind of realizing the weight of what has just taken place has stepped into Venom's shoes. 1, 2, 3. I don't know that we can make 3, so I think we're gonna play it safe and just do 2 jumps before they arrive. All right. An NG ship is in the vicinity. Seeing you jump in armed to the teeth, immediately broadcasted surrender. Subject goal: wealth. NG motivation: survival. Transfer of goods acceptable. Explain that we're friendly or accept their offer. I mean, we're just gonna take the money, right? Like, it's kind of rude, but we didn't actually rob them. They're basically just donating to us. The NG obediently transfer over the goods and get on their way. Money for nothing. Thank you, NG friends. It was my favorite robbery that I've ever committed. You arrive at the long-range beacon. You pick up an automated message from a nearby space station. There appears to be a local shipwright that can perform emergency work on military ships. Interesting. What's their specialty? They offer to upgrade your sensor subsystems for some, 10 scrap. You let their team work, and after a short time, they finish. All right, cool. So now we can see inside the enemy ships. I mean, that's way cheap. It was half price from the first level. If it follows the same rule for upgrade as piloting does, that's pretty awesome. I'll take that. Let's make our jump. So we can go to Zoltan space or NG space. Let's go to Zoltan space. Although I think this means we're going to see more Zoltan ships, which tend to be my least favorite, but we have the right ship design to fight them right now. The Zoltan patrol their borders, but let you pass when you ID as Federation. Let's hope they won't be so courteous to the rebels. I have a feeling they will be. They're a pretty courteous people, actually. So the exit's down to the southern end. We have much denser star clusters up on the north side, though. I think we're going to stay north here. Ooh, well, we can jump down and over to start instead. Let's do that. There are few more zealous in their customs checks than the Zoltan. A team of border police beam on board. There's just a little confusion over your weapons licenses, but things escalate rapidly from a heated discussion to gunfire. Okay, so these guys just sent a huge raiding party. It looks like 4 guys are on board, which is certifiably bonkers. Misha's getting absolutely smoked. All right, so here's what we need. They don't really have much in the way of a weapons system. Let's do this. We are going to abandon the engines and heal up here. And then we're gonna have a team of 4, just like our 4 versus their 4. Let's do this. Lock door and choke them out. So we can't lock the door though, because we don't have the right door level. All right, Mythic is hurt. We need Mythic out. We need Misha out. Scoops is hurting. We need Scoops out. Oh, Scoops is gonna die. Oh, Scoops just made it out. Varnus is hurting. They're only down to 1 guy, so we're fortunately gonna be able to move about here and still pull this off, I think. Oh man, I was laughing about their weapon systems, but whatever laser they packed at that very last blast was pretty crazy. Varnus is really hurt. Oh good, we got the medbay healed up. Oxygen is damaged though. Can we get Layla? Can you go fix oxygen for me, please? Let's get the Zoltan back on shields. And actually, those need to be repaired. Yeah, so 3 fuel, a missile, and 32 scrap, which if we're honest, is basically just like, probably more like 5 scrap because we lost so much in hull points. It's nice now too, when we take damage to our sensor, it doesn't automatically make us blind now that it's level 2. All right, so let's get Misha healed up. Let's get Varnus healed up. Mythic can come out. Scoops, can you go finish fixing sensors? And Layla, if you could heal up, please. That would be great. We would need to upgrade the doors 1 level to turn them into blast doors before we can lock them out. Which we can maybe do with the scrap levels that we're carrying now. But I want to leave our options open for our first shop in this sector. All right. I would love to see a shop pop up. That would be the goal here. You pick up the latest the last broadcast from a rupturing Zoltan freighter. The Mantis, they're here, please. You're interrupted by fire off the port bow. All right, so we do want an extra point back in shields, please. I think this Mantis is gonna come and board us, which is fine. Where is he jumping into? Your Mantis versus our Mantis. Let's go. Let's rumble. Oh, this idiot picked a fight where it was 2v1. All right, their shields are already damaged, but not down, but they're gonna stay down for a second. We'll get their weapons beat up. And then I'd like these to switch, please. We'll get healing for Varnus. There we go. There we go. This fight went much more smoothly. Oh, they had the clone base, so their Mantis is gonna teleport back in right as we blow up his ship. I'm always kind of shocked, like in that situation, it's always surprising to me that the crew member isn't like, oh my god, my ship just blew up. Please, let me join you. 1 fuel, 1 drone, 29 scrap. That's a pretty good haul for... I don't think we took any hull damage. Just gotta finish up this slow drone, or slow clone fight. Heal off the boys and then we're good. So we're sitting on quite a bit of scrap now. When we do hit a shop, we should be able to heal up to full. and then maybe still have some money to play with for either some systems changes, or we might browse weaponry. Of course, once there's a store, there's two stores. Let's go down and then hit the store on the way up, just so that we're getting an extra node jump in. Oh man, look at that. Zoltan Academy sits docked just outside the beacon perimeter. They're happy to show you the fruits of their labor and offer something to take home with you. 18 scrap and a life form scanner. What does that do? Detects the location of any life forms even when sensors don't function. Oh, cool. So if we get blinded, we'll still know if there's like intruders and stuff on board. That's rad. A human ship hails. My friends, please, there is nothing I don't have, and there is nothing worth wanting that I can't get. Why not take a look around my shop? So more crew members. A Rockman would maybe be nice for fighting fires. 55 for him though. Is that really worth it? Probably not. We're gonna fix the hull to full. We could grab another Zoltan, but like where would I put him? He's a good pilot also. Oh snap, you weren't kidding. I didn't even look at their skills. So Beth is a great shield Zoltan. 20% faster shield recharge. So it might make sense now to take our Zoltan off of shields and add Beth. Because even a level 0 pilot does evasion 5, right? Like the evasion plus 7 is not as big a jump as an extra 10% shield recharge. So I'm thinking if we bring the Zoltan on board, 60 though. I mean, we could also 30-second power boost to your reactor. I don't care that much about that. We're good on fuel. I'm thinking maybe we hold on to it, because what I'd really like to do is upgrade some of the stuff around the ship. If we had a really good pick for a new subsystem that would make sense to add the Zoltan on, that would be one thing. But by not really having anything doing on that shop, I think the move instead is to upgrade some systems. So what do I want to upgrade? If we upgrade to blast doors, we don't have to worry about reacting as quickly to intruders, because they have to fight through the door before they can infiltrate. So depending on where they warp in, we can kind of set the stage, right? We can get some evasion for free even when we don't have a pilot in the cockpit. I don't know how helpful that is, because I'd rather be fighting. Oxygen, we haven't really gotten real close this time. I'm not gonna lie, an extra pip in engines is pretty nice, but I'm thinking shields get the upgrade here. Because if we go up 2 levels, upgraded 2 levels would be 50. So we'd be able to get our 2 levels and one of the new powers to power it. Well, so we would only need the 2 pips. We could do what we were doing before though, where we take a pip out of medical when we need it in shields and then only put it in medical when we want it. Because that gets us 2 shield barriers, which is that's a huge jump. I think we're doing it. Right? So this gives us 2 extra pips, 1 extra power bar, and then I can take a power out of medical. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now, unless they're shooting missiles, right, which are going to penetrate the shields anyway, they have to break through 2 layers of shield. Meanwhile, we've got Scoops in there, and Scoops is working on shields, already providing a 10% faster recharge. Yeah, I like it. And then I think, again, the next time we have 25 scrap to spare, I do think we spend the money to get another reactor core pip so that we can make sure that the med bay stays powered even in the middle of fights. All right, I'm happy with it. Let's stay up more towards the north. A small rebel research station overlooks a pulsating star. Before you can react, a rebel ship spots you and moves into attack. You're close to a pulsar. Periodic waves of electromagnetic energy will disrupt your systems. Ooh, that's a new one. I dig that. All right, we're gonna let the strategy kind of run its course here. They don't have any exotic systems, so this is more like a kind of like a round one fight. So they get a shot in on shields. The pulsar is gonna go off here and then switch. I'd rather keep the shields down. So pulsar just goofed up shields and doors. Oh yeah, weapons are broke, shields are broke. These guys are boned. So take everything we have and let's both forget this happened. Yo, not for nothing, 4 fuel, 3 missiles. So 4 fuel is basically the equivalent of 12 scrap, 14 scrap. That's a lot. I mean, we'll still get some for blowing them up, but I don't know that it'll be that much. I'm gonna take it. Because that, I mean, that's a considerable bounty. Let's let the ion cool off on this and put our pips back in before we leave. All right, or not. Let's see what systems they hit. God, it's shields every time. All right, we're gonna have to just jump and let the shields come back up here. Stay north. A light asteroid field is entering the atmosphere of a nearby planet, a fireworks show on a galactic scale. There's little for it but to take in the ambiance and program the next jump. While this also lets us let the shielding system come back online in peace, which is nice. That'd be kind of cool, right? Like you jump, you know you've got to let the shields recharge, but when you jump, you conveniently get this super cool light show. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, yeah, and if we need to, we can make the shorter jump depending on where the rebel fleet is. You come across a pirate in hot pursuit of an unidentified ship. You quickly receive transmissions from the pirate. Stay out of this fight and we'll make it worth your while. So yeah, this is not worth as much, but this ship has a lot of shield. Try to be a hero and attack the pirate. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to be a hero and attack the pirate. The pirate ship stops its pursuit and locks weapons onto your ship. All right, I don't know what that is. Mind control? I don't like that. All right, we gotta get their shield down. Oh my God, he's got my mantis mind controlled. He's a freaking hand-to-hand beast. All right, I'm gonna let this first shot hopefully get their shields offline. Oh no, we need both. Okay, the mind control's worn off. Everyone change places again. We need the shields down. So that's the issue with the Zoltan ships, is that their shields are just so thick. But once you can get at them, you're in a pretty good spot. All right, who do you mind control? Our shields are way offline. It didn't last long though. It works kind of like an ion blast. Fine, our previous offer was not generous enough. Let's improve it. So missile, no. Mind controlled my crew, dudes. That ain't cool. So they're trying to repair. Yeah, shields are toast. Any hull damage finishes it at this point. I'm kind of shocked that that went as smoothly as it did. Because I'm not gonna lie, it felt pretty dangerous. Ooh, 31 scrap. Upon closer inspection, you realize the ship under attack was a rebel scout. It's too damaged to put up much of a fight. Destroy it and salvage it. Use the leverage you gain by saving their lives. Oh, let's absolutely have them delay the pursuing fleet, because now we get our cake and eat it too with all these extra nodes that are up here in the north chunk. All right, power down shields for a moment, heal him up. And then I think what we're gonna do is go ahead and buy that extra bar of power so that everything's charged up. Yeah. One more bar also lets us also use the missiles should we need them as well. You jump into a debris field that used to be a Zoltan cruiser. Unfortunately, its NG escort takes you for the attacker and retaliates. They refuse all hails. Okay, so you guys got multiple intercept drones, it looks like. Shoots to stun and possibly destroy your combat drones. Well, joke's on you, idiots. I don't have combat drones. So we want shields down to start. What level is Mythic in weapons at this point? He's getting pretty good. All right, shields all the way down if we could. Oh man, really? Didn't quite clear it. Our second volley didn't come in quick enough to actually shut it down. Oh yeah, they're getting smoked now. Man, the difference that just having that one extra layer of shield has made for us so far has been outstanding. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap materials. Beautiful. Now, do we buy another power bar so that we can have all the weapon systems? I think we do. I don't know that we'll use the Artemis that often, but we're sitting on 23 missiles. The other thing this does for us is if we get to a shop and there's like another burst laser 2, for instance, we can go back to using less than optimal power, but have the weapons we're firing be more potent. You pick up a Zoltan lion raft floating in space. Its inhabitants ask you to retake his ship from the pirates who recently commandeered it. I'm certain, it is clear, he concludes you, that you must not destroy my vessel in the process. Ooh, I don't really have a good way to do that though, my dude. I guess we could try and choke him, but I'm gonna do hull damage to make that possible. We can try it. I don't think he's really gonna enjoy this result though. I mean, we could use the missiles for this, right? Just try and choke out the oxygen, but we're gonna take shots in the process. Let's see how well this works. Let's see if their weapons can't get through my shield, we can try this. It's gonna do more hull damage. Oh, they have the Zoltan shield. Okay, so hold up. I don't think this is gonna work the way I wanted it to. Oof. Oof. I should just have the Mantis chill in medbay unless he has something else to do now that medbay's powered all the time. All right, so we want stop attacking with other stuff for a second. Let's bring oxygen offline. What are they shooting that is still wrecking? Oh, I guess they're ioning me. I mean, I think I'm gonna still wind up accidentally breaking this machine. Could you help fight that fire, please? What the heck is going on? Yo, if they accidentally kill one of my dudes... Alright, look. Sorry about your ship, my guy, but I don't have time for this. You salvage what you can from the ship, so I mean, it was pretty lucrative. Zoltan looks deeply dissatisfied with your aiming and demands to be dropped off at your earliest convenience. So, 40 scrap is cheaper to hire him. And that basically gives us another power pip for free. But where am I going to put him that's not just displacing somebody? I think we're going to do it, though. Like, I don't know that that's necessarily the smartest choice, but that's a pretty big get, because you figure that's like getting another crew member and saving money on buying another pip. What's he good at? I haven't checked yet. That's a good question. Exactly nothing. He's pretty green. That's how he let those pirates get his ship in the first place. All right, they're fixing up the shields. We're gonna have to do some healing real quick. What time is it? I'd hate to stop a run in the middle. I am fairly certain we'll find a way to goof this up and get everyone killed in a moment, though, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. So maybe I have him just chill in oxygen for now. Like, I know that's not the most impressive usage of him, but that does free up a pip because now oxygen just gets his energy for free. And this means we always have someone in oxygen, so that if it goes down, I don't need to pull someone off of another station. I think that's my plan. We still have time for all 3 jumps, right? I think so. You come to a quiet part of Zoltan space and encounter an ancient Zoltan wise man who has managed to harness the power of a spatial rift, but seems to have been driven completely mad by the power. Choose your doom, he demands. This is all part of a day's work. I mean, who would we rather fight? Not slugs. If I remember, slugs are pretty badass. We could fight Mantis. I'm fine with that. You like a challenge? So be it. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Ray? Did you think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? A wormhole forms and a confused, angry Mantis ship hurtles towards you. So they are gonna board us. Do they not have shields? Oh, they do. I couldn't see it because it's under this Mantis. Let's see here. We'll send our Mantis to go battle. All right, my Zoltan's getting smoked. So you gotta leave. We'll leave him to fight Varnus, who will absolutely wreck his house, I'm sure. We do have a fire to deal with, though. You guys can both go fight that, please. All right, their shields are absolutely pummeled. Let's get their weapon system offline. Yo, he just teleported a bomb in here. Get out of here with that nonsense. That's some baloney. Missile, drone, and some scrap. Oh, when he sees you have emerged victorious, the Zoltan Wise Man enters a rage. Rifts threaten to tear space apart until, instead, the Zoltan implodes, sending a blast wave of scrap and salvage dragged here from distant worlds into your direction. What a weird event. I ain't gonna complain though. That's quite a bit of scrap. So we do have an extra power pip, just like the Marshmallow Man. It blows up and winds up yummy. You're right, Afterlife. Maybe that was the inspiration for that event. I don't know. That's pretty cool. So we have 1 extra pip. What do we do with it? I think nothing for right now. We're in a pretty good spot. Let's deal with what we've got and save some money in case we get like a weapon opportunity or something like that. It appears the distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your senses are picking up a single life form. Let's go down and investigate. You find a colony that seems to have been recently attacked. Exploring the devastation, you find a lone survivor. Invite him to join your crew or take him home to his family on a nearby planet in the system. Where would we keep putting people? Join my crew. Hello, Charlie. Charlie the pilot. Is he a Rockman pilot? I think this is Corin under an alias. He states that he was a pilot before being stranded. He happily offers his services for a time in exchange for getting off of that rock. Yo, Charlie, my dude. All right, so Charlie's our pilot now. So I guess we'll have our NG friend chill in the surveillance area. Because with it manned, now we can see the enemy's charge rate. If we put him indoors, because it's manned, does this automatically make them blast orders? It does. Okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and make that work. I think this is the compromise. I know you were mentioning earlier, Afterlife, that we could take power out of doors. They must have made that not possible, and instead the trade-off is if you have someone manning those subsystems, they just automatically get 1 bonus. And now I guess let's just head for the exit. Another pretty smooth sector. That one went pretty well. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. Oh my god, look at this nonsense. You inform a nearby station of your flight from the rebels. They offer to outfit your ship with a weapon and wish you well. 16 scrap and a pike beam. So beam weapons are pretty rad. As long as you have shields down, they work like basically like a scalpel, right? Like think of a laser cutting through something in a laser cutting application. When you have it applied and the shields are down and you can move it across rooms, each room you drag it across gets damaged. So I think this very much informs what we are now doing with our extra power. Is we are going to spend the full 75 to get another weapon system, and just like that we have the burst lasers for bringing down the shields and then the pike beam to clean up. If we're having an issue with shields on something like a really well shielded ship or a Zoltan ship, we have the Artemis still if needed, but now this pretty dramatically changes our fight. We have to go to rocket controlled space here. It's our only option. The Rock people are a powerful and proud race. It is not unheard of to have a peaceful journey through their lands, but don't count on it. All right. Only 1 possible jump position. Man, this is a weird layout. So we're going to go up and then cut down and try and hit a bunch before we backtrack into the exit. The captain of this ship claims he can provide services as long as you've got the scrap. So he's got a lot of hull points. No drone bay. I think we fight him. Let's see how this new ship layout works. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The only honorable course is to engage this mercenary in battle. All right, so we're gonna have both of those guys fire before we worry about doing anything with the glaive, because we need to make sure the shields are down. The pike beam, the unfortunate side effect is if it hits shields, it does nothing. All right, so we need another volley from them. Oh yeah, this thing can do some damage. Look at that. All right, you win. Here's some equipment for from our stores. Leave us alone. So 2 fuel, 21 scrap. I think that's worth it. We will leave them be. Man, all of a sudden we are a fighting force. Oh my god, look at this nonsense. You find an abandoned mining station on a nearby moon. A quick scan shows no life forms. However, you discover a usable drone schematic. So defense drones are sweet because what they do is they target inbound missiles and flak. I would absolutely, if we wind up with enough scrap stowed, I would absolutely pay for a drone bay. We don't want to beeline for the exit here. Although as soon as we jump, I think we're in sector 4 and that should unlock the NG ship. You find a disabled rock transport floating near the beacon. You consider stripping of its useful parts, but are uncertain as to why it's there in the first place. Is this the event that got Cardi killed? Where they were sick? I don't think it is. I think that was a space station. Let's strip the ship. I think this is the one where we can get caught while we're stripping it and they think we killed it. You salvage what you can from the ship. No one bothers you. Yo, 38 scrap, 3 fuel, and a drone? Good gravy.